9 quiet ways they're falling for you, but trying not to show it. Old Stoic wisdom. What if someone in your life might be quietly harboring feelings for you, and despite their best efforts to hide it, their emotions are still showing through? The way their eyes linger on you, the subtle words they choose, or the unexpected distance they create, all of it may not be as random as it seems. These are signs of feelings that are being held back, suppressed, but are undeniably present and powerful. Once you recognize these cues, you'll start seeing them everywhere. When you're talking with them, everything feels effortless, yet there's an undercurrent of something more. Their energy is softer, their movements slightly restrained, as if they're holding something back. You may have wondered more than once, do they feel something but are just too guarded to admit it? The reality is that many people, even the most stoic, often suppress emotions. It could be fear of rejection, the worry that expressing their feelings might jeopardize the friendship, or even confusion about their own emotions. Yet psychology reveals that when the heart longs for something it can't openly express, it shows itself in small, often overlooked behaviors. These quiet signals are what we'll dive into, helping you spot the hidden truths beneath the surface. Sign 1. Their body speaks louder than their words. The first sign that someone is falling for you, but trying to hide it, lies within their body language. Pay close attention to the way they act. They may appear to be casual, cracking jokes, teasing, or even behaving nonchalantly, yet their body speaks volumes. Despite their words, there are subtle cues they cannot control. Their feet unconsciously point towards you, a clear sign of focus and interest. They may lean in just a bit closer, closing the gap more than necessary, signaling that they're drawn to you. When they speak your name, you might notice the pitch of their voice softens, almost tenderly, as though saying it is more personal than it should be. Their pupils dilate involuntarily, a physical response to the emotional state they are in, revealing their attraction despite their best attempts to hide it. These are all subconscious signals that betray the emotional part of their brain, even if they're attempting to maintain a facade of indifference. Research in nonverbal psychology supports this. People who consciously suppress their attraction often end up revealing it through these tiny, involuntary gestures. You may be able to mask disinterest with words, but you can't fake these physiological responses. As the Stoics might say, the body is the mirror of the soul. This is where old Stoic wisdom comes into play. Your iron mind can conceal emotions to a degree, but your body can't hide them from the sharp observer. The mind may be disciplined, but the body is honest. Pay attention to these cues, they hold a lot of truth. And remember, as Epictetus taught, wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants. Understanding these silent signs can provide you with valuable insights into someone's true feelings. Don't ignore them. You must train your mind, as the Stoic principles advise, to recognize and understand the cues that others inadvertently reveal. Let your awareness guide you, and always be aware of the signals beneath the surface. Sign 2. They act strangely after deep conversations. You've probably experienced this, a meaningful, personal exchange followed by an unexpected shift in their behavior. They might become distant, stop texting, or suddenly change the subject when you talk again. Maybe they treat you like just another friend after sharing something vulnerable. It's perplexing, but don't mistake this distance for indifference. In fact, it's a sign that something deeper is happening beneath the surface, and it connects directly to ancient Stoic wisdom about emotional resilience. This is a form of emotional recoil, something psychologists call emotional regulation under vulnerability stress. When a person opens up or becomes emotionally close to someone they secretly have feelings for, their protective barriers instinctively react. It's like a reflex, a shield against the intensity of what they've just experienced. Their heart may have gotten too close, and the mind, following the Stoic rules of self-control and emotional mastery, slams the brakes in an effort to regain balance. The old Stoic knew the importance of understanding one's emotions and not letting them cloud judgment or control one's behavior. This behavior of pulling away isn't a sign of disinterest. It's quite the opposite. It's proof that they felt something real, and it scared them. The deeper the connection, the more their internal defenses will attempt to protect them from vulnerability. In modern life, this shows up often. We live in a world where emotional vulnerability is perceived as a weakness, especially for men. The cultural expectation is to be strong, stoic, unshakable, and yet the greatest strength lies in acknowledging emotions without letting them overpower you, just as the old Stoics would have counseled. The paradox is that while they might try to mask their feelings through silence or avoidance, the reality is that these actions are rooted in fear. Fear of being too exposed, of being hurt, or of losing control. If you find yourself in a situation where someone pulls away after a deep conversation, don't take it personally. Instead, understand it for what it is, a natural response to emotional vulnerability. It's a classic case of someone wrestling with their feelings in a world that expects them to be unaffected. By practicing the paths of wisdom the Stoics espoused, you can take this as an opportunity to guide the situation with patience and understanding. You don't need to chase them or demand clarity right away. Instead, allow space for them to process, just as the Stoics taught. In time, the emotional recoil will soften, and with the right approach, they'll feel safe enough to engage once more. By embodying the Stoic rules of emotional control and resilience yourself, you'll not only understand their behavior better, but you'll also encourage a more grounded and lasting connection. If you understand the power of the emotional control and want to connect deeper, drop a comment right now. I master my emotions and embrace vulnerability. And remember, true strength lies in acknowledging what scares you without letting it control you. Sign 3. They tease you, but not like everyone else. The jokes, the playful jabs, the sarcastic comments, it seems innocent enough, doesn't it? But when they're directed at you, the tone shifts. There's something different, something more personal. It's not just humour. There's emotion beneath it, an energy that can't be ignored. It's more than playful banter. It's affection hiding behind a shield. Why do they do this? It's simple yet profound. It's affection masking. It's when someone who feels too deeply tries to turn intense emotions into humour, to protect themselves. To mock you or joke with you is safer than admitting how much they care, how much they're invested in you. They deflect vulnerability because it feels out of their control, uncomfortable. This is the subtle art of misdirection, of shifting attention away from something real and raw to something they can hide behind. The truth is, they're not trying to hurt you. They're trying to hide their feelings from you and from themselves. Ask yourself, why do they tease you more than anyone else? Why does their demeanour shift when the conversation gets too serious? It's no accident. It's a defence mechanism, a mask. And under that mask there's affection they don't know how to handle. Men, I want you to understand something profound here. This is not weakness. This is a battle inside them they don't know how to win. Ancient Stoic wisdom, Epictetus, one of the greatest Stoics to ever live, once said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Their teasing isn't about you. It's about them. They're hiding vulnerability under humour because they fear the unknown. They fear losing control. They fear rejection. But they've already fallen for you. The longer you let them hide behind jokes, the more you'll see the cracks in their armour. The more you'll see them fumble when the conversation turns sincere, when the truth shines through. They can't control what's inside them forever. And the moment they let that wall fall, it'll be like a dam breaking. Let me tell you something. If you're truly wise, truly understanding, you'll see through the act. You'll know that this teasing, this sarcasm is not a rejection. It's a confession. They want to be close, but they don't know how. This is your moment, your chance, to step forward, to show them that you see the truth beneath the surface. You don't need to call them out. You don't need to attack them for hiding. You simply need to be there, to provide a space where they can drop the mask. Because when they do, you'll see it, the deep affection they were trying to conceal all along. And don't you dare let it go unnoticed. Remember Epictetus, my friend. Stoicism isn't about controlling others. It's about mastering yourself. They're teasing you because they don't know how to show you what's really there. The key is to master your own reactions and in turn help them face their truth. Don't let fear guide their actions. Be the one who guides them out of the mask and into something real. When you see the teasing for what it truly is, you'll win. The game of life isn't about playing by the rules, it's about bending them to your advantage. The longer you let them hide behind jokes, the more you miss the opportunity to connect deeply with them. This is your chance to lead. Don't let it slip by. Keep your cool. Be the example. You are the one who has the power to help them unmask their true feelings, to see the affection they can't quite admit. And when you do, you'll both win. This is the quiet power of Stoicism in action. Master your reactions. Watch how the world changes around you. This is your moment. Seize it. HP equals RC. Sign 4. They notice the smallest things about you. They notice the smallest things about you. You changed your hairstyle and somehow they caught it. You seemed a little off today, and they were the first to ask if you were okay. These moments might feel small, but they matter. This is selective attention, a psychological phenomenon where we focus on things or people we feel emotionally connected to. The difference here is that when someone is fighting their feelings, they will still notice everything about you, but they'll hide it behind a layer of nonchalance. It's subtle, but it's there. They might casually mention, "Did you start using a new perfume today?" Or, "You always hum when you're focused, you know that?" They act like it's nothing, but the level of attention they're giving you is anything but casual. This is not a game. They're falling for you, but trying their best not to show it. The Stoic principles of emotional control and composure come into play here. It's a practice rooted in old Stoic wisdom. Never allow your emotions to betray you. Even when you feel deeply, stay calm, steady, and composed. The old Stoics understood this struggle well. They taught that the iron mind must remain resolute, and this involves exercising control over our reactions. It's not about suppressing feelings, but mastering them. When someone is deeply invested in you, they will notice every small change. This is not weakness. This is strength to control the impulse to act on emotions and instead observe with a steady mind. Think of Marcus Aurelius, who wrote about the importance of mindfulness, paying attention to everything around us while maintaining an unshakable inner peace. The idea isn't to ignore the changes, but to understand them, recognize them, and then respond with composure. You see, when someone is deeply attracted to you but trying to maintain an air of indifference, it's not a sign of disinterest, it's the opposite. They're engaged in a silent battle with their feelings, trying to remain in control of their emotions. It's the practice of an iron mind, staying calm and detached while the heart races. The Stoic wisdom teaches us that emotions don't control us, we control them. If someone is observing you so carefully, it's a signal that they are invested. It may not be obvious to others, but they are paying attention to things that others would miss. It could be a subtle change in your voice, the slight shift in your posture, the way you interact with others. They see it all, and they might only speak about it in passing, casually mentioning, "Did you get a new watch?" Or, "That shirt makes you look different today, but in a good way." These are not random observations. They are calculated assessments of you, from someone who cares but refuses to make it known. The struggle here is one of emotional control. The old Stoic wisdom teaches us that our thoughts and actions should be deliberate, not impulsive. When we learn to observe without reacting, we gain the power to influence our own behaviour and that of those around us. The Stoic principles are not about avoiding feelings, they are about understanding them and channeling them in ways that benefit us. This silent attention is a powerful indicator of how deeply someone might feel for you, and though they try to downplay it, their careful observations are a testament to their interest. This is the power of an iron mind, not letting desire or emotion lead you astray, but being grounded in your thoughts and actions. The next time you notice someone paying attention to the smallest details about you, Whether it's a change in your routine, your style, or even the way you speak, take a moment to understand what it means. They might not say it directly, but their awareness speaks volumes. This selective attention is a direct reflection of how they view you, and while they might try to play it cool, it's clear. They're drawn to you, and the Stoic wisdom within them tells them to hide it. They are fighting the desire to show their true feelings because, in their mind, emotional composure is key. So pay attention. Recognize when someone is fighting their feelings. Don't mistake their silence for indifference. It's a sign of strength. The best way to respond is with patience, understanding, and an iron mind. Let their actions speak louder than their words, and if you're interested, use the opportunity to observe them too. Whether it's a relationship or a new friendship, the smallest moments of attention can mean more than grand gestures. They are the sign of something real, and often the beginning of something meaningful. And if you find today's content very interesting, please give me a word of encouragement by commenting "very interesting" in the comments section. That is a huge motivation for us. Thank you. Sign 5. Their mood changes when you talk about others. When someone you're close to reacts differently when you talk about other people, whether it's a friend, an ex, or even a colleague, it's a clear sign that something deeper is at play. It may not always be obvious, but if you pay close attention to their body language, you'll catch subtle shifts. Notice the way their posture changes, how their eyes might briefly flicker with emotion, or how their energy seems to shift. These subtle cues are often micro-expressions of jealousy, an emotion that's incredibly difficult to suppress when you care deeply about someone. Even though they may laugh, stay quiet, or try to change the subject, there's a conflict brewing inside them that they may not even fully understand. This is rooted in one of the fundamental Stoic rules, the recognition that true self-control requires mastering your internal reactions. In modern life, many men find themselves navigating complex emotional territories, where social expectations of toughness often suppress vulnerability. But the Stoics taught us that it is not the emotion itself that defines us, it's our response to it. And when someone cares deeply but tries to suppress jealousy, they are engaging in this very internal conflict. They feel something they cannot fully acknowledge, even to themselves. This is not about possession or insecurity, it's about the powerful and often unspoken bond they share with you. Old Stoic wisdom would suggest that one should embrace this emotional turbulence, not hide it, because it is a sign of attachment and connection that cannot be fully controlled. You see, the path of wisdom is not about rejecting what you feel, but learning how to manage it with grace. If they overcompensate with fake positivity or try to brush off their discomfort, they are denying their own feelings, something we all do when we fear emotional vulnerability. The modern man is often trained to ignore or bury emotions like jealousy, thinking that they are weaknesses to overcome. But in reality, acknowledging them as a natural, though uncomfortable part of human connection can lead to stronger, more authentic relationships. So next time you see a shift in their mood when you mention someone else, understand it's not a sign of possessiveness, but a sign of how much they truly care, a lesson rooted in Stoic rules that we can all learn from. Take this moment to reflect on how often we suppress our feelings instead of embracing them. And remember, emotional strength comes not from hiding your emotions, but from understanding them and allowing them to inform the path of wisdom you walk. Sign 6. They find excuses to be near you, but they'll never admit why. They just happened to be at that event, accidentally dialed your number instead of someone else's, or, out of nowhere, decided to show up without any real purpose. These so-called coincidences are not mere happenstance. They are a mix of longing, confusion, and avoidance, a blend of the heart's desire and the mind's resistance. In other words, they are letting their emotions guide them, even if their rational side isn't quite ready to admit it. It's not stalking. It's not obsession. It's the careful dance of someone who feels the pull toward you but is not yet ready to confront the truth. Yeah, I had nothing better to do, they'll say, brushing it off. Or maybe, it's just more fun when you're around. But those words are a shield, a defense mechanism. Deep down, their heart is steering them closer to you, even if their mind is still tangled in hesitation and doubt. This is not about fate. It's the result of something deeper at play. It's the way emotional conflict leads people to seek proximity while avoiding the admission of their desire. And let's face it, this kind of emotional turmoil is something we all experience, but not everyone is willing to confront. In today's world, where everything feels so transient, it's easy to get lost in these small moments of avoidance, trying to pretend we're not drawn to someone or something. But remember, the impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way, as Marcus Aurelius would say. Stoicism teaches us that these internal conflicts, these desires, are not obstacles to growth. They are the very catalyst for change. The trick is not to avoid them, but to embrace them. Acknowledge that these moments of indecision are where true power lies. When you can understand what you want without fear of judgment, that's when you truly begin to win at life. The strategy is simple. Don't shy away from your desires. Don't pretend that the small coincidences don't matter. They do. Pay attention, because behind every little excuse lies a bigger truth waiting to be discovered. Now, let's talk about how this applies to modern life. You've seen it, the people who always show up at your events, who call just to chat, who seem to always be in the right place at the right time. They're not fooling anyone, and deep down, you know it. The key here is recognizing these actions for what they are. The Stoic mindset of Epictetus, that of accepting truth as it is, can offer clarity here. People might hide their feelings, play it cool, try to act unaffected, but their actions betray them. Don't be afraid to observe. Don't be afraid to notice the patterns. And most importantly, don't shy away from confronting what you know to be true. You must be the master of your emotions and perceptions. This is where you have the advantage. You see, while others hide behind casual excuses and deflections, you, armed with the wisdom of Stoicism and the strength of Epictetus, are aware. You don't need to guess. You don't need to question. You can see the truth even in their silence. Don't let their avoidance pull you into confusion. Instead, use it as a tool to sharpen your own understanding of what truly matters. Like Epictetus said, wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants. It's not about accumulating distractions. It's about focusing on what matters. And in this case, it's the honesty between words and actions. If you notice these signs, trust them. Take action based on the clarity that only comes from understanding human behavior. So what now? If you find yourself in this situation, don't wait for the perfect moment to confront it. The moment is now. Acknowledge what you see. Challenge yourself not to ignore the small signs of longing disguised as casual encounters. These subtle shifts can make all the difference. As Epictetus would advise, focus on what you can control, your response, your clarity, and your power. You can't change someone's heart, but you can change how you see theirs. The moment you recognize this, you'll win. You'll Stoicism win and master the game. Don't let these subtle signs slip past you. Turn them into the action that propels you forward. Like and comment below to share your own experiences with noticing the signs that someone is hiding their feelings. And don't forget to subscribe for more insights into mastering human nature. Sign 7. They open up to you, but only in moments of vulnerability. There are times when the weight of the day finally catches up with them, and when the world grows quiet, you notice a crack in their armor. It's in these unexpected moments, late at night, when the stress of the day lingers and they can no longer hide it, that they reveal something real, something raw. Perhaps they tell you about a regret, an unspoken fear, or a piece of their past they've never shared before. These are moments of unexpected honesty, of fleeting vulnerability, when they let you see a side of them that no one else gets to witness. In those precious seconds, you feel a connection so deep, as though you've glimpsed the heart of someone who's built an impenetrable wall to protect themselves from the world. But here's the catch. The next morning, they slip back into their usual guarded self as though nothing ever happened. It's like nothing was ever revealed. This is what psychologists refer to as emotional leakage, a term used to describe the uncontrollable release of suppressed emotions during moments of emotional intensity. These are not games, nor are they signs of manipulation. They are a person's true feelings trying to escape before they can be stopped. The Stoic principles, such as those derived from old Stoic wisdom, teach that emotional control is essential, that strength lies in mastering one's inner turmoil. But even the most iron-minded individuals cannot help but reveal their inner selves at times. It's as if their emotional barriers are momentarily breached by an overwhelming surge of authenticity, something they didn't intend to show but couldn't stop. The vulnerability they share in these moments means more than any well-rehearsed words ever could. And here's the thing. It's these rare, unguarded moments that create a deep bond, often more meaningful than any grand gesture. Stoic wisdom doesn't deny the existence of emotions, but rather teaches us to acknowledge them without being ruled by them. True strength lies in understanding when to guard your emotions and when to let them slip, even if only for a brief instant. Those fleeting instances of emotional leakage are the keys to understanding the truth beneath the surface, to seeing who someone truly is when they allow their iron mind to soften. You must not mistake these moments for weakness, for they are signs of immense courage that comes from allowing oneself to be vulnerable. It takes strength to expose your raw emotions, and even more strength to do so with someone you trust. In a world where people often hide behind a facade of invulnerability, these moments of emotional exposure are nothing short of profound. When they share something personal in those rare instances, they are giving you a piece of themselves, a piece that most people keep locked away out of fear or pride. This vulnerability doesn't make them weak. Instead, it's a demonstration of the strength it takes to be real, to show the unfiltered truth. To be strong is not to be impervious to emotions, but to be able to face them with grace, and sometimes to let others in when the walls fall away. The old Stoic wisdom teaches us that control over oneself is paramount, but that control is not about denying emotions. Rather, it's about acknowledging them, understanding them, and letting them show when it truly matters. It's in these rare, unspoken moments that real connections are forged, when the layers of self-protection crumble and two people stand before each other as equals, as humans, not as the masks they wear for the world. The next time they open up to you during one of these quiet, vulnerable moments, take a moment to appreciate what they've shared with you. Recognize that this rare glimpse of their true self is a testament to their trust and their willingness to expose their inner world. In these moments, they're not trying to manipulate or play a game. They are showing you who they really are, a person who has mastered their emotions enough to let down their guard, even if just for a moment. And that, my friend, is a profound act of bravery. So don't let these moments slip by unnoticed. Instead, embrace them, value them, and understand that it's in these moments that a true bond is formed. What has been your experience with emotional leakage? Have you ever noticed someone open up unexpectedly, only to retreat back into their shell? I invite you to share your thoughts in the comments section below. Let's dive deeper into the power of vulnerability and the strength found in the old Stoic wisdom of opening up. If you found this insight valuable, comment below, and share it with someone who could benefit from understanding the quiet ways emotions show up. Don't forget to subscribe for more wisdom. Comment to remember. True strength lies in embracing vulnerability. Sign 8. They push you away right when things feel closest. This one strikes deep. Just as it seems you're on the brink of something meaningful, they suddenly withdraw. Plans are cancelled, their mood shifts, and emotionally they become distant. It's painful, but it's also a powerful lesson in human nature. The truth behind this behaviour lies in an ancient wisdom, rooted in old Stoic rules, that teaches us that sometimes people fear emotional exposure more than they fear anything else. When someone's terrified of being vulnerable or losing control over their emotions, they tend to sabotage closeness. It's not a sign they don't care. In fact, it's often the opposite. They care too much. The idea of letting someone in, of revealing their true feelings, is simply too frightening for them. So, they pull away, not out of malice, but as a way to protect their fragile sense of control. This is one of the hardest truths you must face. Someone who pushes you away isn't necessarily someone who doesn't love you. They may just be struggling to face their emotions head-on, and that fear makes them step back. Now, what should you do when faced with such a situation? The path of wisdom here, as the Stoics would advise, is clear. Don't chase. Don't beg. Don't cling to false hope. You must learn to create space and understand that true love cannot be forced. It must be freely given. Do not mistake their retreat for a lack of feeling. If they have feelings, they're real, but they may not be ready to deal with them. And that's their burden, not yours. Your job is not to convince someone to love you. It's to recognize your own worth and to foster an environment where love can exist, an environment where it's authentic and free of fear. The old Stoic wisdom teaches us that the highest form of living isn't about holding on to something out of desperation, but about having the courage to let go when necessary, trusting that what is meant for you will not slip away if it's truly yours. However, here lies the beauty of the situation. Awareness can often bring profound change. When someone is forced to confront their hidden feelings and they see that you see them for who they are, a shift occurs. They can no longer hide behind the veil of denial. The choice becomes theirs. Stay hidden in their fear or step into the truth of their feelings. And when that moment comes, you've already won. You may not get the response you want, but you've gained something far more valuable: clarity. The truth, once seen, cannot be unseen. And in that moment of truth, you gain the power that only comes from understanding yourself and your own worth. You no longer have to chase after something that isn't ready to be given. You've created space for love that's honest, unafraid, and willing to meet you halfway. Remember, love is never meant to be a puzzle to solve. It should feel like coming home, a safe, welcoming place where both hearts can rest, without fear or hesitation. This, my friend, is the path of wisdom that the old Stoics walked, and it's the path you must walk now. So don't rush, don't force. Let go, trust, and allow love to find its own way, free from fear and full of truth. Sign 9. They remember the little things you say. When someone is falling for you but trying hard not to reveal it, you'll often see that they remember the smallest details from your past conversations, details that others might easily forget. Perhaps you casually mentioned once that you like a specific brand of coffee, or that you've always been a fan of a particular author, and then, out of nowhere, they surprise you with that exact coffee or book. This act might seem simple, even casual on the surface, but it's a powerful gesture that speaks volumes about their feelings. These small actions reveal a level of attentiveness and care that goes far beyond surface-level interactions. They aren't just recalling random facts, they're showing that they are emotionally invested in you, even if they haven't fully acknowledged it yet. They're paying attention to the things that matter to you, which often go unnoticed by others. The old Stoics, in their wisdom, believed that self-mastery wasn't just about controlling one's emotions or desires, it was also about understanding and respecting the emotions of others. They taught us that through discipline and awareness, we can cultivate deeper, more meaningful connections with those around us. In modern life, amidst the distractions of daily routines and constant noise, someone who remembers and honors the small things you've shared is sending a quiet but powerful message. I see you. I hear you. I care about what matters to you. This kind of emotional attentiveness aligns with the Stoic rules of wisdom, where paying attention to the finer details allows us to forge authentic connections and to live a life rich with meaning. In today's world, we often overlook the power of these small gestures, dismissing them as insignificant, but they are, in fact, signs of something much deeper. The person who remembers these little details is doing more than just acting on a whim. They are intentionally investing in your relationship, even if they haven't come to terms with their feelings. The old Stoics understood that true connection requires more than grand declarations. It's about the quiet, consistent moments where you demonstrate care and attentiveness. When someone notices what others might not, it's a reflection of their ability to be present, to see beyond the distractions, and to engage in a way that's meaningful. This attentiveness isn't just about memory, it's about respect. Respect for your thoughts, your preferences, your values, and the unique details that make you who you are. In essence, it's a form of silent affection that is much stronger than any spoken word. In a world filled with noise and overstimulation, this kind of focused attention is rare and incredibly valuable. So don't overlook these subtle acts of thoughtfulness. The next time they surprise you with that little detail they remembered from months ago, recognize it for what it is: a quiet yet profound expression of their feelings. It may not be as obvious as an outright confession, but it's one of the most powerful ways they're showing their affection for you. This is a reflection of the path of wisdom they are unknowingly following, rooted in Stoic teachings, that guides them to become more present, more attentive, and more deeply connected to you. The old Stoics understood that it's the small things in life that truly matter, and by observing these quiet moments, we can build a more meaningful life and a stronger, more intimate bond with those we care about. So remember, it's not always the grand gestures that count. Sometimes it's the smallest acts, the ones that show you they've truly been listening, truly been paying attention, that reveal the deepest feelings. Recognize this as a powerful sign of their growing affection and emotional investment in your relationship. The path of wisdom, after all, is built not on great displays, but on consistent, thoughtful gestures that silently speak louder than words. Hey there, thank you so much for watching today's video. I really hope you found some insight in the quiet ways people show they're falling for you, even when they're trying not to. It's a delicate dance, and as we've seen, understanding those subtle signs can really change how we navigate relationships. Sometimes people struggle with expressing their feelings openly, but that doesn't mean they don't care. It's all about reading between the lines and having a bit of patience. Remember, if you notice someone acting distant, but you get that gut feeling that there's something deeper, don't rush to conclusions. It's okay to take things slow and let the connection unfold naturally. If you feel like someone's holding back, maybe it's worth having an open conversation, because sometimes the hardest things to say are the ones we need to hear the most. Stoic wisdom teaches us that true understanding comes from observing, not just hearing words. So take your time and trust what your instincts are telling you. I'd love to hear from you. Have you ever felt like someone secretly cared about you, but was too scared to show it? Or maybe you've been the one holding back your feelings. Whatever your story is, drop it in the comments below. I know there are others out there who might be feeling the same way, and your words might give them the courage to open up or help them feel less alone. Thanks again for taking the time to watch. You're a big part of what makes this community so special. Take care of yourself, stay true to your own journey, and remember that understanding the subtle ways people care about you might just lead to some of the most meaningful connections. Until next time, stay well and take care.